then a few days later, people are claiming to see him. Maybe they're lying, but then you don't tend to go to death for something you know to be a lie. You're willing to be put to death for things that you think are true, that are false, but very rarely are people willing to die for beliefs that they don't actually believe themselves. That doesn't really happen.
Notice the claim here isn't that alleged eyewitnesses are always telling the truth. It's that people have some kind of motive when they lie. That motive could be something like fear, but more often it's because they're trying to gain something: money, power, material comfort, and so on. But Christianity is striking in that it's not clear what would possibly motivate the apostles to lie. They didn't become wealthy. They didn't live a life of ease. On the contrary, their whole life, from the time that they chose to follow Jesus to the time that they were, in all but one case for the 12, tortured and killed, was a life that seems considerably harder, not easier, than if they didn't believe in the gospel. And Jesus had actually warned them about this ahead of time. In Matthew 10, Jesus warned them that his message would even divide families, and that he who does not take his cross and follow me is not worthy of me. In Matthew 19, there's this conversation between Jesus and St. Peter, in which Peter says, "We have left everything and followed you. What then shall we have?" And Jesus responds by promising eternal life and heavenly glory. But notice, that's only going to be enticing to the apostles if they really believe in Jesus' message and his ability to deliver on those promises. O'Connor framed the question the right way. It's not that eyewitnesses always tell the truth. It's not even that nobody dies for a lie, since people can and do die for falsehoods that they've been duped into believing. It's that very rarely are people willing to die for beliefs that they don't actually believe in themselves. Whatever else you think of the story of Easter, if your explanation involves hundreds of eyewitnesses lying, even under threat of torture and death, that's not a particularly plausible explanation.